Actually, fatty liver, which one gets even without consumption of excessive alcohol. 40% of all adults actually have a fatty liver. If you're overweight, you can have fatty liver. If you have poor lifestyle, bad diet, not exercising, sedentary habit, all that can cause fatty liver. Liver has two amazing qualities. One, it has a lot of reserve. So what happens is that until about 50 or 60% of the liver gets damaged, there are no symptoms. If you have a fatty liver, there is a 65% higher chance of having heart disease.
Think your liver's fine because you don't drink? Well, think again. India's leading liver doctor, Dr. Arvinder Singh Soin, is here to reveal what's really ruining our livers. And it's not just alcohol. Stick around for facts you cannot ignore. This could well save your life. Dr. Soin, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you, Manika. Great to be here.
Thank you. Now, a lot of young people nowadays, in fact, there are studies that have shown that consumption of alcohol is down, but they think, okay, I don't drink, I'm fine. Tell us what is really involved in liver health and why not just drinking alcohol is not the only thing.
So the biggest scourge today in terms of liver dysfunction is actually fatty liver, which one gets even without consumption of excessive alcohol. So that's called fatty liver disease, or in modern terminology, it's called MASLD, which means Metabolic Dysfunction Associated Steatotic Liver Disease. Steatosis means fat.
Right.
Take, for instance, patients coming with liver failure who need liver transplant. 40% of such patients will have liver failure because of fatty liver disease, not due to alcohol. 30% of them will have alcohol-related fatty liver disease, and the remaining causes account for the remaining 30%. Now, why does one get fatty liver, and what is its significance in one's life in terms of liver function and the rest of the body? There are several reasons why fatty liver disease is on the rise. It's shocking to kind of consider that 40% of all adults actually have a fatty liver.
So what causes it? What is it that is causing fatty liver?
Diabetes, the presence of diabetes, especially when it's uncontrolled. Derangement of lipids, which means cholesterol levels of various kinds are kind of not where they should be. So it's called dyslipidemia.
Which is high levels of cholesterol.
Which is, let me break it down. So when you say someone has high cholesterol, it doesn't mean much nowadays. There is a thing called lipid profile, which is all different kinds of cholesterol levels are considered there, analyzed. So when you do a lipid profile, you actually do HDL, which is high density lipoprotein, which means cholesterol, right? LDL, which is another kind of cholesterol, then total cholesterol, then triglycerides. So these make the components of what's called lipid profile. And when these are deranged, that's what we call dyslipidemia. And not just high total cholesterol, but high LDL, low HDL, because HDL is a good cholesterol. So low LDL, high LDL, high triglycerides, all these can result in fatty liver.
So if I have fatty liver, it could be an indicator that I am going to be diabetic. I could be on my way to being diabetic. Is that an indicator?
Yes, it could be an indicator of that, yes.
If I have, like you said, this lipid profile is all over the place and sort of my cholesterol levels are high, it could be that, again, I could be sort of on my way to getting fatty liver or vice versa?
Fatty liver is called the canary in the metabolic coal mine.
Right.
Which means it's an early warning, it's an alert that things may be wrong in the rest of your body.
Right.
Right. So when one has fatty liver, one should look for diabetes, one should look for lipid levels.
Right.
One should also watch out one's weight. So if you're overweight, you can have fatty liver. And if you have poor lifestyle, which means bad diet, not exercising, sedentary habit, all that can cause fatty liver. And the presence of fatty liver should alert you that there could be heart disease, there could be cerebral arterial disease, which means it could later lead to stroke. There could be kidney disease, there could be eye disease. All these are related to cholesterol levels, right?
Right.
So just the fact that you have a fatty liver doesn't mean that's the only thing wrong with you. I don't want to alert and alarm people.
Yeah.
But really, it is a warning that you should look elsewhere in the body. Liver, therefore, is actually at the core of metabolic health. And metabolic health is linked to a host of other diseases.
Right. So, tell me this. If I was to ask you and say, tell me 5 foods or 5 drinks that are affecting the liver badly, what would those be?
So 5 drinks. Let me start with non-alcoholic drinks.
Okay.
Because there are those which affect the liver. All the sodas, they're bad. Because they have, and all the canned drinks, even Tetra Paks, most of them have high levels of fructose, which are bad for the liver in the sense that they cause insulin resistance. Insulin resistance is the basic pathology of diabetes.
Sure.
Why somebody gets diabetes is the sensitivity of their liver cells and muscle cells to insulin reduces, which means they get insulin resistance, and that is what causes diabetes. And fructose is an important cause of insulin resistance.
So canned drinks.
And that's present in all the processed foods, in canned drinks, and in sodas, right? So, and of course, then coming to the other drinks, those are alcoholic drinks. So any alcohol actually can damage liver. But if you're looking at the safe levels of alcohol, for example, then if you consider 1 unit to be a mug of beer, like about 400 to 500 mils, 30 ml of hard liquor like vodka, whiskey, or 150 ml of wine, each of those would be 1 unit of alcohol.
Right.
And if you have more than 7 or 8 units of alcohol every week for a woman and more than 10 units for a man, then you could have serious liver disease.
Right.
Right? So you're saying, tell me the drinks that are bad for the liver. Alcohol is definitely bad, but even non-alcoholic canned and aerated drinks are bad. Foods. Everything that is sweet or fried, sadly,
basically,
doesn't do the liver
I think
much
all
good.
doctors now that I get is like, just live this very healthy, very saintly life and all will be fine. I think
I never said that. all I said was that these are bad for the liver, right? So everything that is sweet, which means brown sugar, white sugar, jaggery, honey.
So all your desserts,
mangoes,
mithais, mangoes.
Yes, mithai.
Mangoes. One now can't have mangoes. This is terrible.
Mango is sweet too. Right?
Yeah, it's a fruit.
I love my mango.
Yeah.
All Indians love their mangoes.
So is it an absolute no-no or is it moderation?
It's definitely moderation. Right? You don't have to give up sugar completely.
Yeah.
But the less
sugar
sugar
there's Donald Trump who's drinking like 7 cans of Coke a day.
I will not get into his behavior at all. Let's leave that out of the
Eating
purview
habits,
of today's discussion. So, so everything sweet is actually bad for the liver and for metabolic health and for the body. Everything fried, deep fried especially, is bad. Okay. So red meats, if you're a non-vegetarian, then white meat is definitely the thing to consume. Red meat is not a great idea.
So chicken and fish are fine.
Chicken, fish are okay.
Mutton is out.
Mutton is out.
Right.
Right. And then, if you have carbohydrates, they should be consumed as whole grain. Whole grain only, right? Not refined.
Okay.
So the naans and the rumali rotis and the pizzas of the world.
There goes my butter chicken.
Yes.
Sadly.
And butter chicken, of course, is bad, right? Or they're all bad, right? So you see, the thing about brown bread and brown wheat in general is that it slows down absorption. So you don't get the glucose or the sugar peaks, we call them glycemic peaks.
Right.
That you do with white grains, right? Like, for example, brown roti and brown bread is better than white.
White, yeah.
Right? Because it slows down absorption.
Right.
Because of the fiber, right? So that's that. And then the good things. The good things are, if you have to have oil, then a little bit of desi ghee is good.
Okay.
Olive
so
oil.
ghee is good.
Desi ghee.
Okay. Desi ghee.
Yeah, but not ghee in which you've fried things before and it's been
Trans fats.
reused, and
Yeah,
trans
yeah.
fats are
Yeah.
extremely bad. Olive oil is good. Beans are good. Nuts are good. Right? Plant fiber and plant protein is amazing for health.
Right.
Right? While I said about white meat for non-vegetarians, but it's good to have a plant-rich diet. You can have your non-veg, including eggs, but it's good to have a plant-rich diet. All this is good for the liver.
You know, it's like my mother on my shoulder saying, sabzi khao. And as the show goes out on a Friday evening, I'm thinking, how many evenings are we spoiling?
I'm definitely not gaining popularity points.
Yes. Okay.
But
So tell me, apart from this, these, are in so many ways, apart from alcohol, is there anything else that may surprise our audience that could damage our liver? Because, these are sort of food and drinks, which not just for liver, but, someone who treats diabetes or whatever would tell you the same. Is there anything else that we should be worried about or consider as far as liver health?
Sure. I mean, over-the-counter drugs,
That is, yeah.
herbals, Ayurvedic drugs, even allopathic drugs.
Right.
If they're consumed unsupervised, unmonitored, unregulated, by just chat GPTing and Googling stuff,
There's
and
a problem.
you make your own doses and own schedules. So there's a big problem there.
Right. Okay, there is a big trend going on nowadays about liver detoxing with special diets and juices. Is that helpful or just a myth?
Liver detox is a myth.
Okay.
Period. But
Yes.
if you've been habitually having the wrong kinds of food and drinks, then correcting that is going to be good for the liver. So you can, in a roundabout way, you can say you're detoxing your liver, whereas actually that's what you should have been consuming in the first place, right? So it's not an antidote to liver toxicity. It's just what you should be consuming to make sure that the liver doesn't go bad.
And basically giving your liver a break and, sort of telling it, all right, I'm going to be better
That's
now.
right. So,
Yeah.
so what you're talking about is, I'm going to put it the other way around. I'll say you can have cheat days, but be good to your liver most days, right?
Cheat days, very important. Okay. How does someone realize that there is a problem with their liver? Like, what are the warning signs?
If you've been consuming too much alcohol,
Okay.
if you're sedentary, don't exercise, you're overweight, you have diabetes, or even a family history of diabetes, you have bad lipids on your last health check, and you should have regular health checks, or if you just have poor lifestyle.
But are there any physical symptoms like, something hurting? Yeah.
I'm coming to those.
Yeah.
So these are early indications why someone should actually do a liver test,
Okay.
right? And then when you talk about symptoms and signs, initially they are very non-specific. It'll be like you're fatigued, you're a little tired, you may be a little anemic, low on hemoglobin. But then when you come to things like swelling of the face and feet and water in the tummy and bleeding, those are late symptoms and signs.
Right.
That means liver disease is well established. So when you get specific symptoms and signs, it usually means that liver disease is pretty advanced. But early symptoms are largely non-specific. So that's why I was putting stress on situations where you should get your liver tested.
So,
Sorry, and one more thing. If somebody is known to have hepatitis B or C, there are some people.
Right.
Although both of these are treatable and curable now. But if historically somebody's had a hepatitis B infection or C infection in the past, then they should get regular liver tests done, but they should be on the watch out.
One of the questions that we got in was that if I have no symptoms, specific symptoms, do I still need to worry? I know you've said that if you're diabetic or you have a sedentary lifestyle, be worried. But a lot of people were like, what is that first thing that we look for? Is there any such thing?
Like I said, if somebody's got a jaundice, which means
Right.
your eyes are yellow, your skin is yellow, and your urine is unusually yellow. Then, along with other symptoms like if you get blood in your vomit or in your motion, then those suggest liver disease, but of significantly advanced nature.
Right.
So the first symptoms and signs are, I'm afraid I've said that already, are pretty non-specific. Just fatigue, tiredness.
Right.
That's why you have to actually get tested whenever you're in a situation where you could have liver disease, right?
So let's say sort of, after 30, if you're having an annual checkup, make sure that you have an annual liver checkup as well. It should be part of whatever you're doing.
Yeah, so there are different protocols, but
Okay.
after 30, yearly checkups are not needed.
Right.
But if after 30 you can have checkups every 3 to 5 years, it's fine.
It's fine.
Depending on your situation,
Right. Okay. Another question. There's a lot of talk of how the liver heals itself. Is that true, or is there a point of no return?
So liver has two amazing qualities. One, it has a lot of reserve. So what happens is that until about 50 or 60% of the liver gets damaged, there are no symptoms. So I get patients who tell me, Doc, you're telling me that my 75% of my liver is gone.
But I'm fine.
But until 3 months ago, I didn't have any problems, any symptoms
Wow.
at all. And I'm like, because until your liver was about 60% damaged, you didn't feel a thing. And in the last 3 months, because you've drunk excessively or whatever else they've done, your liver's gone from 60 to 70% damage, and that's why you're feeling it.
So no, hold on. That's very interesting. So it doesn't mean that I have to be drinking excessively for years for my liver to be damaged. It could just be 3-4 months of excessive drinking.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm
Right.
just saying that if the liver is damaged from whatever reason,
Right.
like hepatitis B, C, fatty liver disease, or even alcoholic liver
Right.
disease, there will come a point when the damage goes from being 60 or 65% to 70 or 75% as the disease progresses.
Sure.
So you will feel everything has gone wrong in the last 2, 3, 4, 5 months, which actually it's been building up over years.
Okay.
That's what I meant. The other thing about liver recovering is the power of regeneration, which means if you take 70% of a healthy liver away, the remaining 30 will again grow back to its normal size.
Provided you do all the right things.
Provided you do all the right things, but then a healthy liver has the regenerative capacity.
That's very interesting.
I don't know if you want me to relate an interesting mythological
Sure.
story around this. So Prometheus,
Yes.
he was a Greek titan.
Yes.
And I'll make it short. So Zeus was the king of the Greek gods. Okay, so gods were in some ways in competition with the mortals at that time. So mythology has it. And so Zeus was upset that Prometheus had given unusual portions of meat to the mortals.
Okay.
So Zeus took away the fire from the mortals so that they couldn't actually cook it, and they would die in the cold and dark.
Right.
And Prometheus stole the fire from the gods and gave it back to the humans. And Prometheus was therefore punished by the gods. And he was put outside tied to a rock, and an eagle would feed his liver during the night. Okay? So he was chained to the rock, and an eagle would come and peck and feed on his liver during the night, and the liver would grow back during the day, and then the eagle would come again at night and kind of keep eating his
organ
liver,
of the
and this
gods.
would go on forever. So it was called the eternal torment.
Right.
Okay, and also because liver was supposed to be the seat of strength and soul at that time. So this was the ultimate punishment. But how it's relevant to us is that we know that the liver grows back.
Grows back. Right. Okay. So as we end this, I am going to quickly rewind and talk about the top 5 points, and very, very valid ones that you've sort of brought out today. The biggest liver concern is fatty liver disease. It could well lead to a liver transplant if not addressed.
Yes.
Okay.
Liver failure, and then therefore needing a transplant.
Transplant.
Yeah.
Fatty liver is an indicator of a lot of other things. It could well lead to diabetes. So, you know, and sort of look elsewhere in the body.
Yes.
if you have fatty liver.
Simple fact, if you have a fatty liver, there is a 65% higher chance of having heart disease. Just a straight correlation.
There. What not to eat or drink is canned drinks, processed foods, alcohol. Yes, no drinking, people. I know it's a Friday. And what you can eat is desi ghee is good. And
Not a lot of it.
Not a lot of it, but
Yeah.
better than, the refined oils,
Yes,
etc.
that's right. Yeah.
Okay. Liver detox is a myth.
Yes.
Nothing like that. Don't
Nothing
go
like
on a
that.
juice fest or
Just
anything
have a
like that.
liver-friendly diet.
Diet.
That's it.
And don't wait for specific symptoms. If you're diabetic, if your sugar is high, if your lipid profile's all over the place, if you
Yes.
have a sedentary lifestyle, go get a liver checkup.
And that is liver function tests, a blood test, an ultrasound of the liver, and then later on a fiber scan of the liver. Those three will do it.
Right. That is such great information. I cannot tell you how many questions we got, and a lot of people were specifically speaking about alcohol and liver. It's like, I don't drink, so, what's the big deal? My liver is fine. So thank you so much for this today.
There's so much more to tell you, but then there's no more time.
Also digital. I think people are now just so
I know.
used to consuming. But we're going to do this show again because all our viewers are writing in. They have so many questions. So we'll get in Dr. Soin again. Come up with your questions, not just about liver, but health in general. We were talking about AI and health, and he's got a lot to speak about that. So write to us. You can write to me at manika@decoded.com. But that's it for Your Health Decoded today. See you again next week.